I will cover my topic under three major heads. First is what is influenza, about the influenza illness, then current recommendation of influenza vaccine, then evolution, and lastly the revolution of a new concept in vaccine, which is VLP or virus-like particle influenza vaccine. What is influenza? All of us know that influenza is basically a viral disease which is propagated throughout the air, and as it is a respiratory disease, the virus enters through nasopharynx, settles in the throat, goes to the lungs, and at times widely spread all over the body. So the major complications of this disease related to respiratory system. Now coming to the detail of influenza, it is a highly contagious acute respiratory disease caused by influenza virus. So there are two different types of the pattern noticed about the influenza in toto. First is the annual seasonal epidemic, or this type of epidemic occurs in tropics and temperate climate. And in this we find that the winter is the most prevalent season for the swine or for flu, because in the winter there is a cold and dry weather which favors the development and propagation of this virus, and the virus survives for a pretty long time outside the human being. The second is the global pandemic, which is noted during any season and may include multiple waves form lasting more than a year in total. So there are two patterns noted in our country. This is the annual seasonal pattern which is prevalent. Now coming to clinical presentation of this disease, as I have already said that the virus enters through the nasopharynx, and after entering it will produce headache, body ache, dry cough, cold, sore throat, and muscle aches and pains. Nowadays, a few more symptoms have been noted, which include vomiting, diarrhea, and respiratory distress. Now coming to complication of this disease, as it is a disease of respiratory system, this will produce bacterial pneumonia, otitis media, sinusitis, and dehydration. And it has found that this can worsen the various existing conditions like COPD, asthma, congestive heart failure, and diabetes. So in total, influenza is a serious illness. This slide is really very good slide, which alarm us that what and how much disaster this disease can cause. Now there are 5 pandemics which has occurred in the past. The first pandemic was Asiatic or Russian flu, which took place in 1989 and 1890. And the death toll was more than 1 million. More than 1 million people died of this disease. And the possible virus responsible for this was subtyped as H2N2. I will tell you next time in the subsequent slide what is this H2N2. And second is the Spanish flu, which has occurred in 1918 and 1920. And the death toll was 20 to 100 million of the people died because of this influenza flu. And the causative virus was subtyped as H1N1, which is nowadays most prevalent in our country also. Third is Asian flu, occurred in 1957 and 1958, and death toll was 1 to 1.5 million. And the responsible subtype was H2N2. And third one is the Hong Kong flu, and the death toll was about 0.75 to 1 million, and H3N2 subtype was noted. Russian flu, which took in 1977 and 1970, which has occurred in 1978, and no accurate number is known about this, although the death toll may be more. And the causative subtype was H1N1. And the swine flu pandemic, which has occurred in 2009, and the death toll was reported only 18,000, but the number may be 10 times of it because it has been not properly evaluated or informed or recorded. So in total, the death toll from this deadly virus can be up to 2%. So again, I'll say that influenza is a potentially fatal illness. Now coming something about the virus. Which virus causes influenza? So the causative virus are 3 types, A, B and C. A virus, which is responsible for seasonal epidemic, and this is a virus which is more lethal and can infect human beings, birds and other animals. It is responsible for annual epidemics and pandemics classified into different types or subtypes based on 2 glycoproteins which are present on the surface of this virus, or these glycoproteins are hemagglutinin numbered from H1 to H17 and neuroaminidase N1 to N89. An infection in human being is typically caused by this virus and displaying H1, H2 or H3 and N1, N2. So H1, H2, N1, N2 is the most responsible virus or subtype of this virus which causes human infection. Now, second is the influenza virus type B. This is responsible for annual epidemics but not causes pandemic. So it is again classified into 2 distinct lineages, Yamagata lineage and Victoria. Both the lineages occur and circulate throughout the years. Last is influenza C virus. It produces mild respiratory illness. Current vaccines do not protect us from this type of the virus. Now a word about the seasonal influenza vaccine. Who should receive the seasonal influenza vaccine? As per the CDC, the routine annual influenza vaccine is recommended for all healthy persons aged 6 months and above. This is the CDC recommendation. But WHO recommendations are different. WHO says that the people at high risk for influenza and related complications should be vaccinated against the influenza. And who are the persons who are under high risk for this disease? These are the persons, adults, including pregnant women and children with chronic conditions like respiratory disease, asthma, COPD, cardiovascular diseases, coronary artery disease, heart failure, diabetes and other metabolic disorder, cancer, chronic renal failure, chronic liver diseases, immunocompromised persons, senior person aged above 65 years, pregnant women, children from 6 months to 59 months. Seasonal influenza international recommendation differs here, and the international recommendation number 2 says that people capable of transmitting this disease from one to another should be vaccinated, and these persons are healthcare workers, both to prevent the sickness and to prevent the spread of the disease to other persons. Women at all stages of pregnancy should be prevented. Breastfeeding mother should be vaccinated, and household contact of persons in high risk groups should be vaccinated. The Indian recommendation about the vaccinations are, although it has been not included into the universal immunization program, but it says that we have to prevent our elderly persons as per the Geriatric Society, pregnant women beyond 26 weeks of pregnancy. Recommendation of Ministry of Health says that healthcare worker has to be protected by giving this vaccination, and all children with risk, as I have already told, they should be prevented. Where vaccine is desired by the parents or on their request, this vaccination can be done. What are the benefits of the influenza vaccine? Right, by vaccination we can reduce the medical visit required up to 60%. We can reduce the severity of disease in those who develop influenza, and we can reduce the likelihood of transmitting the infection to other people. So there are the three major benefits by which we can reduce the visit to the doctor, reduce the severity of the disease, as well as we can reduce the likelihood of transmitting infection to other person. This also reduces the risk of pneumonia by about 60%, influenza-related hospitalization by 77%, and death reduced up to 75 to 80%. Now, evolution of influenza vaccine. Influenza virus was isolated long back in 1933, and the first vaccine was a monovalent vaccine, influenza vaccine, which was prepared in 1938. And in 1940, they have discovered the type B vaccine virus, and it was isolated. So the first bivalent vaccine was prepared in 1942. And the trivalent vaccine, which includes influenza A2 type and influenza B1 type, was introduced in 1978. Now coming to various technology evolved in the preparation and development of this vaccine. So first in 1938 the egg-based vaccine was produced or introduced. Then in 2007 the first cell culture-based vaccine was introduced. In 2013 first insect cell culture vaccine was approved by US FDA. Now the revolution in the field of influenza vaccine has come recently, and this revolution is virus-like particle technology. This is called VLP technology, and this is recombinant cell culture technology. It is not vulnerable to variation in egg supply, involves construction of virus-like particles. VLP are nano-sized particles which mimic external structure of the virus but lacks the intact genetic material. So by this vaccine, the side effects or the disease, likelihood of disease is minimum or nil. Most rapid adaptability to produce the new strain of the then egg-based vaccine. As all of us know that every year this virus changes its structure. So that the vaccine has to be more adaptable. And this should be such that every year the new strain comes, or the presumption or postulation of new strain comes, then we should be able to prepare the new vaccine. And lastly, the proven technology. By VLP technology, hepatitis B and human papillomavirus vaccine has been already commercialized. So it is an advanced proprietary technology. Now coming to how this VLP is constructed. In this construction of VLP, gene encoding HA, NA and M protein. H protein, N protein and M protein matrix, these are the various protein on the surface of the virus. So these proteins are put into the baculovirus, and these baculovirus are put into the insect cell culture where it grows, and then the protein H1, N1, M1 spontaneously grow from this, and we find that we will separate these VLP, virus-like particles. And now, these virus-like particles mimics the influenza virus, but they lack the genetic material. So externally they have got all antigenicity regarding this virus, but genetic material is lacking. There is no RNA inside. So contain all three proteins and is non-infectious. The advantages of VLP technology regarding the production: it can be designed to match the individual viral strain, as I've already told, every year when the strain changes. Easy scale up, more rapid production than the egg-based vaccine. This takes only 10 to 12 weeks for development of the vaccine. And so reliable vaccine supply and less labor intensive. This slide, which I have omitted, it about the disclaimer. All because this vaccine has not yet come into the market. It is under research and it is under permission. So when it will come in the market, various details of the vaccine will be shared. Now coming to this vaccine, which is a Cadiflu as one of the A vaccine discovered by the Cadila Pharmaceutical and name is Cadiflu S. It is an influenza, seasonal influenza vaccine. So this vaccine is an outcome of collaboration between Novavax USA and Cadila Pharmaceutical. About Novavax, it's a big house, big pharmaceutical company involved in developing the many vaccines, novel vaccines. And this Novavax has been awarded Life Science Firm of the year 2015 by the Tech Council of the USA. Cadiflu seasonal influenza vaccine. The vaccine is presented in 0.5 ml single dose vial and 15 micrograms of hemagglutinin, antigen of two types, influenza A and one type of influenza B included in it. So this consists of three strains, H1N1, H3N2 and type B strain. So it is a recombinant trivalent seasonal influenza vaccine. Mechanism of action. Hemagglutinin is an antigen present on the virus, and when this hemagglutinin and neutralizing antibody is formed, so this prevents the infection. Hemagglutinin induced antibodies, they will prevent the infection, and neutralizing antibodies there. Then neuraminidase or N antibodies, induced antibodies, they will reduce the severity of the disease. So by H1, the infection is prevented, and by N2, even if the infection occurred, this will reduce the disease severity. And now matrix protein, it is potential to stimulate the cell-mediated immunity. Immunogenicity of this vaccine was evaluated in 450 violators in Indian adults, and 0.5 ml was administered. Antibodies were detected on 21st post-vaccination day. This is the chart. One subject was withdrawn, now coming. Now seroprotection rates on 21 days. It was found that H1N1 seroprotection was 70%, while H2N2 was 94%, and type B protection was 93%. So it provides human agglutinin inhibition titer more than 40 in 70% of the vaccine for all three strains. So 70% of the people will develop more than 40 units of hemagglutinin inhibition antigen inhibit capacity. Seroconversion rate in total is more than 40. So there is 4-fold rise in the antibody against the three type of the virus protein. A few advantages over egg-based vaccine. Unlike egg-based vaccine, can be safely used in the patient with egg allergy. Ensure exact genetic matching for circulating strains every year. Its production is more rapid. Now, advantage over live attenuated influenza vaccine. This vaccine does not contain the intact viral genetic material, so it is non-infectious. Allergy rate is also less. It can be safely used in patients with compromised immunity, patients suffering from respiratory disease, asthma, COPD, and other cardiovascular diseases and diabetes. So the indication of this vaccine is active immunization of adults against disease caused by seasonal influenza, subtype A and B. It contains the vaccine. Recombinant trivalent vaccine is influenza vaccine. Doses and administration. It has to be administered single dose of 0.5 ml intramuscularly over the deltoid once in a year is sufficient for. Now, safety and tolerability of this vaccine. It is a well-tolerated, safe vaccine, but few patients may develop mild symptoms like headache, nasal congestion, low-grade fever, sore throat, or muscle cramps. But these side effects last for 1 or 2 days. Efficacy and safety in children pregnant but not yet safely established of this vaccine. Now, like other few precautions, like other seasonal influenza vaccine should be used in caution with moderate to severe illness with or without fever. If a person is suffering from other viral disease, we have not to give vaccine in those persons or those children. And as all of us know that most of the vaccines are likely to cause Guillain-Barré syndrome. 1 in 1 million may develop Guillain-Barré syndrome. So, if a person had suffered Guillain-Barré 6 weeks prior, we have to not to give this vaccine. Now coming to contraindication, one contraindication, that is only the severe allergic reaction. Any component of the vaccine is a contraindication for this. So few salient features about this vaccine are: first, recombinant trivalent seasonal influenza vaccine developed by the DLP technology or cell culture technology. It induces robust immunity, humoral response to induce the all strain. Antibody response is achieved and believed to be associated with reduces of influenza and its complications. Provides seroconversion rate more than 70% against all 3 strains. It is free from egg protein, free from intact viral genome, and very well tolerated by most. Thank you very much.